Hello everyone, welcome to Salesforce Network Lightning Web Components tutorial. Topic what we are going to cover in this session, that is decorators in Lightning Web Component. So there are three decorators in Lightning Web Component, that is @track decorator, @API decorator and @wire decorator. So in this session we are going to see @track decorator. In Lightning Web Component, decorators are used to modify properties or functions in a component to control how they are used or behave. So, whenever we are creating a property or function in JavaScript file or component file, there we are using @track decorator. So, in which cases it is required to decorate a property with @track decorator, and in which cases there is no need to decorate a property with @track decorator. These decorators provide important functionalities such as reactivity and access to internal framework features. So after applying these decorators, we are making the functionality reactive, and this can access to internal framework features. So while making the property reactive, it is accessing internal features of the framework. Salesforce supports following key decorators, that is @API decorator. It exposes a public property or method to parent components. So it is basically used to expose public properties and methods that can be accessed from parent component. So in the parent component or wherever we are using the relationship between like parent component and child component, there we are using @API decorator. @track decorator, it tracks changes to a private property for reactivity. So it is basically making the property reactivity. So it tracks the internal state of a component, ensuring the user interface updates when the state is changed. So when the state is getting changed, it is updating the user interface. @wire decorator, it connects a property or method to the Salesforce data source. So it is used to call Apex methods or interact with Salesforce data by using SOQL query. So Salesforce object query language, by using this, it is calling the Apex method. @track decorator, the @track decorator is used to make private properties reactive. So basically it is making the private properties reactive. When a property is decorated with @track decorator, changes of the property will trigger the component to re-render automatically. When the property is decorated with @track decorator, it is automatically updating the data or re-rendering the data on the user interface. To tell the framework to observe changes to the properties of an object, decorate the field with @track decorator. So in the case of object, we have to add the @track decorator to see the changes on the user interface. By default, if we are not defining any decorator, this can be considered under @track decorator only. The key features of @track decorator: reactivity. Lightning Web Component uses a reactive system, meaning changes to the properties of a component automatically trigger a re-render. So if we are making any change to the property in the JavaScript controller file, it is automatically re-rendering, or it is automatically displaying the data on the user interface. We no need to do anything. Before Spring 20 release, at the rate track decorator was necessary for making all fields in an object reactive. So if we are working with object, then before Spring 20 release, for all the fields we have to decorate with at the rate track decorator, and after Spring 20 release only the top level properties need to be tracked, and for the sub properties they are automatically become reactive. So for the sub property we no need to define at the rate track decorator, so it is automatically being reactive. What is reactivity? Reactivity in private primitive property. So to working with primitive data type, how it is getting reactive? Whenever we have to access these properties inside, we should have to use this operator followed by the property name. So when we are working with primitive data types, in that case we have to use this keyword followed by the property name. We don't have to go and decorate that particular property with at the rate track decorator, irrespective that property is private or public. So that may be the public property or that may be the private property. We don't care that, simply we have to use this keyword followed by the property name in primitive property. So for now all the properties are automatically reactive. We don't have to put at the rate track decorator. Reactivity in private object nested property. So how it is going to treat with objects? Whenever we are changing a single property of an object, our component will not automatically re-render. So in the case when we are changing a single property for an object, so suppose in a object, like if I am going with contact object, so contact object is having so many fields, and in that I am going with first name and last name. So what is going to happen here? If we are changing a single property, like if I am going with only first name, in that case it is not going to re-render automatically. We have to use at the rate track decorator here. So in the case of object we have to decorate the property with at the rate track decorator. Then what is reactivity in private array and object? So whenever we are completely refreshing the array or object, in such cases also at the rate track decorator is not required. So if we are going with complete refresh of an array or object, in that case there is no requirement of decorating the property with at the rate track decorator. But if we are not going with complete array or object, partially we are doing anything, or partially we are treating with array on object, in that case again we have to decorate the property with at the rate track decorator. So let's see the example of object. So in the case of object, how it is going to treat? So here this is JavaScript file, this is our class, and it is extending lightning element. Here we are taking a standard object contact, and in this we are taking field first name and last name. Also we are putting the value for first name and last name, and this is we are decorating with @track decorator. Why? We had created a event by the name handle change and passing the event again by using the this keyword, this dot contact, this object name, then first name, this field name equals event dot target dot value. So we are going with only one field name. In that case, we are decorating this object @track. So this object property we are decorating with @track decorator, and also we have to put here track, otherwise we are getting the error. Then in the template file we are taking input type text, and here we are taking the value contact dot first name, and on change event we are calling this handle change event. So as soon as if someone is putting any value in this text box, this is calling handle change event, and it is capturing the value event dot target dot value. It is capturing that value, and it is going to display the value here in paragraph tag first name contact dot first name we are binding here. Then again in the paragraph tag last name contact dot last name we are binding here, closing the paragraph tag as well as template tag. So when we are dealing with object, in that case we have to decorate the property with @track decorator. In the case when we are going with one field. Next we are going to see how it is going to work with array. So here this is our class name extending from lightning element. Here we are taking a array by the name fruits, and it is having the value apple, banana and mango, and also we are creating a event by the name handle click, putting a value orange by using this keyword dot fruits, this array name, then dot push. So it is pushing a single value orange, this value. So if we are going with array and we are pushing a single value in that array, so in that case also we have to decorate the array with @track decorator, and also we have to put the track over here, otherwise it is throwing error. So in the template or HTML file we are defining a button on click, we are calling handle click this event, and here displaying the message add fruits. So whenever we are clicking this button, then in the unordered list template for each fruits, here we are binding the fruits, this value is coming. For item fruit, in the list of item fruit, here again we are binding the fruit and closing the list tag, again template tag and unordered list tag followed by template tag. So let's see in the practical how it is going to work. So to do the practical, just open the Visual Studio Code, VS Code. So let's open the VS Code. So first we need to authorize an org. For this we need to press Ctrl Shift P, and here I am going with SFDX. Authorize an org. So it is activating. Here we are getting the message. Project default. So I am going with default. Again pressing the enter button as I don't have any alias. So running SFDX authorize an org. Here we are getting the message. Sometimes it is taking bit time. So it is redirecting to the URL login.salesforce.com. Here we have to provide our username and password. Hit the login button. So authentication successful. Again coming back to our VS Code. So here we have to create a Lightning web component. For that we need to press Ctrl Shift P. Choose create Lightning web component. Enter the desired file name. So here I am going to provide LWC track. By this name I am going to create the Lightning web component. So hit enter button. So here we are finding LWC track. It is created .html file, JavaScript file and meta XML file. So let's open one by one. So this is our HTML file. This is a blank file. There is a template tag opening and closing. In the middle we have to put our content. So then JavaScript file. So in this import Lightning element from LWC and export default class. This is our class name. It is extending from Lightning element, and there is a meta XML file. So here we have to expose true and set the targets. So in the JavaScript file, just I am going to create a property by the name message, and in this I am putting a message. Welcome to Salesforce Network, and put the semicolon at the end. And if this message data I have to display on the user interface, what I have to do? Save this file. Again coming to HTML file, how to bind the property. So it is simply we have to put in the curly braces that property name message. That's it. So if all I need to display the message, here what we are providing on the user interface. So we have to bind this property name in the HTML file. So in this file by putting the curly braces. So to display the message on the user interface, we have to make is exposed to true, and also we need to set the targets. So here I am providing the target lightning app page. As we had already created a lightning app page in our org, so as I need to deploy all the files, I have to go with LWC track here in the folder, right click, deploy this source to org. So here it is going to display a message. Yes. So deploy this source to org. It's successful. Then again coming back to our org. So we need to log in our org by providing the username and password. Hit the login button. As we had already created a lightning app page, so we need to search in the app launcher. Lightning app page, this page we had created in earlier session. So this is the app page, lightning app page, and at that time we had displayed the hello world. So we have to came here, setup, edit page. So if all I need to display that particular data on the UI, so I am displaying it on lightning app page. So here there are standard components. Below that we are seeing our custom components. So as we had created LWC track this component, simply we have to drag and drop this component to here and hit the save button, come back. So here we are able to see welcome to Salesforce Network. What the message we had provided over there in the VS Code JavaScript file, that message we are seeing there. So as this property we had not decorated this property with @track decorator, still we are finding the output on the UI page. So all the properties we don't have to make or decorate with @track decorator. So again, if all I want to display a message on the click of any event, and also I want to display some different message, so for that what I have to do, so here so I am commenting this and providing a message like demo1, this one. Then I am creating a comment demo2, this one we are going to see. Here I am creating a event by the name handle event, and in this I am going and writing this dot message, the same property, this message, and here I am displaying some different information. Today we are learning track decorator. putting semicolon at the end. So how this handle event we have to display in the HTML file. So there I am going to create a button, lightning button, and providing the value handle click, and at on click event I am giving the event name handle event, and closing the lightning button. So this name should be the same name what we had provided in the JavaScript file. So saving this file. So first we are getting the message here, welcome to Salesforce Network, and after clicking on this button we are supposed to get the message, today we are learning track decorator. So deploy this. So again click on this folder, right click, deploy this source to org. So it is running, it's done. Again coming back to our org. So here we have to refresh the page. So here we are able to see there is a task, one line is coming, why like this. So again coming back to our HTML file, here we had not provided the label, so I am providing the label for this. So handle click, so value is not required for now, we are not doing anything with value. Also I am putting the BR tag over here, so it should look like some little bit good. BR tag, so it is for line break. So deploy this particular page, right click, deploy this source to org. It is deploying, it's done. Then again coming back to our org, refresh. So now we are able to see handle click one button is there. Welcome to Salesforce Network, as we had given in the message data that is displayed here, and as soon as we are clicking on this handle click button, it is going to provide the message what we had defined in the handle click. So let's see how it is going to render. So on the UI page, as soon as we are clicking this handle click label, so it is performing on click and it is calling handle click event. It is coming here in the JavaScript file handle event, and this dot message is this one. So already there is a message property. So by using this keyword, uh, we are calling this message property, and then we are displaying different message from here. So today we are learning track decorator. So coming back to our org, so as soon as I am clicking on handle click, it is going to display the new value. Today we are learning track decorator. So next we are going to see how to deal with standard objects or objects into Lightning Web Component in the controller or JavaScript file. So let's come back to our VS Code. So next we are going to see demo 3, and here I am going to define a object, and for now I am going to take contact object. In this I am taking the first name and providing a value Salesforce, then comma last name, and in this I am providing a value network. At the end putting semicolon, creating a event, handle contact, so in this I am going to put the value this dot contact dot first name equals, in the double quotes I am providing SN. So after clicking on handle contact, it is going to display the value SN. Up to now I had not made this property, or up to now I had not decorated this property with @track decorator. So again we have to came here in the HTML. So first I am going to display the first name of contact dot first name, so here I am binding this property contact first name by putting the curly braces. Also here I am putting BR tag for line break. Then I am creating a lightning button, taking the label handle contact, any name we can provide, and on the on click event I am calling this event on click. C will be small, and here I am passing the event name. It should be same, so simply I am copying here to avoid the errors. So lightning button. Also I am binding contact dot last name, and when the value is getting changed, in that case also we need to see the value. So for that again I am going with contact first name, contact dot first name. That's it. And again I am putting the line break over here. Save this file. There is one error we are getting here. So what is that? There is not a comma. Okay, save. On click, yes, this would not be there. It should not be in double quotes. Handle contact. So save this file. Again save this JavaScript file. Coming here, right click, deploy this source to org. So it is running, deployed successfully. So in this what we are going to see, we had taken our object contact, and in contact first name we are providing the value Salesforce, last name network. And for now I am not decorating with @track decorator. Let's see what is happening. Then we are going to put the @track decorator. Handle contact is a event name. Then this dot contact dot first name I am putting the value SN. So let's come back to our org. Here we need to refresh. So yes, we are getting Salesforce Network. So this is the first name Salesforce, network is the last name. And if I am clicking on handle contact, then it is going to update the value first name like SN. So it is not happening. Why? For the objects we need to decorate the properties by @track decorator. If we are not decorating the objects properties with @track decorator, we are not finding the output. So let's decorate this property with @track decorator. Also we need to add here, so this is track. Save this file and deploy again to see the changes. So it's deployed successfully. Again coming back to org, lightning app page. So here again I am clicking on handle contact. Still it is not reflecting. Maybe it is not refreshed. So sometimes it is taking a little bit time to get refresh. So I am going to hard refresh this page. So right click on this, empty cache and hard refresh. So it is hardly refreshed the page. Again I am clicking on handle contact. See, here we are finding the new value SN, what we had provided in the event. So again come back to this. So until and unless we are not decorating this property, object property, to @track, we are not finding the proper output, as we are updating only one field value for this contact object. So next we are going to see demo 4 for array. So let's define a array. So I am taking the name of array like fruits. So providing the values. apple, banana, mango. So these are the values I had taken. Put the semicolon at the end, and then I am going to create a event by the name update fruits. So here I am going to add a value, this dot fruits, the property name, dot push, this is the method to add the value, and here I am adding orange, semicolon, done. So simply I had taken a array by the name fruits, and here we are taking three fruits value, apple, banana, mango, and in this array itself I am adding one more value by push method. By using this keyword dot fruits, this property name, dot push, and a new value I am adding. So to make it visible on the HTML page, I need to click on HTML page. Here again I am putting the line break to make it clear, and here I am binding the fruits. So by putting the curly braces, we are binding the, by putting the curly brace, I am binding the fruits array, and then I am going to, and then I am creating a lightning button. So label I am providing update fruits. We can go with any name. Then on click, in on click C will be small, because as JavaScript is case sensitive, it is throwing error. So here I am passing the event name. So to avoid errors, I am copying this event and putting here, and closing the lightning button, saving this. So coming here, and again I am deploying this source to org. So it is deploying status. It's deployed successfully. So what is going to happen here? So we are binding the fruits here. So first we are going to get apple, banana, and mango value. Then as soon as user is hitting the update fruits button, it is calling update fruits. Here in the update fruits, this dot fruits, it is taking all the value, means apple, banana, and mango, and also it is pushing a new value, orange. So again we are not going to find the proper output for this, as we had not decorated this property with @track decorator. So let's see what is happening there. Coming to our org page, we need to refresh. So let's see what the value we are getting. So apple, banana, and mango values we are getting. Update fruits, if I am clicking, there is no response. Again coming back to our VS code, and now I am going to decorate this property with @track decorator. Let's see, now we are finding the proper output or not. So again we need to deploy. It's deployed successfully. Coming to our Lightning app page, refresh this. We are finding the value orange also. So what we had seen up to now, welcome to Salesforce Network. Simply we had created a property, and that property we had binded in the HTML page. So we are getting this message, welcome to Salesforce Network. In the second demo we had seen, we had created a event by the name handle click, and in that we had updated the message. So if someone is clicking on handle click, so in that what the message we had provided, that we are seeing here. Today we are learning track decorator. In the third demo, what we had did, we had taken the contact object. On that contact object, it is holding the value first name, last name, two field values are there, and for only one field name, first name, we are updating the value like for the first name we are providing SN. So for that we had created handle contact event. So whenever user is clicking on this handle contact event, it is going to update the contact first name. As this is a object, so we have to decorate this property with @track decorator. If we are not doing like this, we are not finding the proper output, as this is object. So if I am clicking on this handle contact, so this first name value is getting updated. So next we had taken array. In that array we had taken three values, apple, banana and mango, and that array we are updating with adding one more value. So as this is the array and we are adding one more value with that array, so again this also we have to make the property. So again we have to decorate this array property with @track decorator. So as we are not decorating this array property with @track decorator, we are not finding the proper output. As soon as we had decorated this property with @track decorator, we are finding the proper output. So this we had seen about @track decorator. In the next session we are going to see @API decorator. Thank you.